Today, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to start with our speed and agility portion of our programming. Today's focus is going to be explosive power and acceleration. We're going to begin with a warm-up, and after that go through an explanation of each exercise. I'm going to be doing each exercise once to give you an overview and focus on what you're going to be trying to do. So to get started, we're going to do 1 minute jump rope or run in place. If you don't have a jump rope, hop in place. Do what you need to do to get your body acclimated. So here we go. It's about 10 seconds left. There's our time. Next, we're going to move to a little bit of form running. You're going to want to find an area, give yourself 10 yards if you can. And for all of our form running drills, taking it light, easy, performing the skills with the best technique possible. I like to teach using those L's like you're reaching back into your hip pocket and coming forward right as your fist kind of comes into your line of sight, alternating. First exercise is going to be high knees. So down and back, and that would be 2 repetitions. Bringing those knees waist high, really driving up. Next, butt kicks. After that, we have a march. So very similar to that high knee. Once you're up, driving that heel back down. So a march. Next warm-up exercise, B march. So where our A march kind of ended here and we drove down, that's where our B march is going to start. We're going to get that knee high, little flare kick out as we cycle our legs through. Now we're going to start with karaoke. Big hip movement as you kick your legs over. So as that step behind, crossing over, big hip movement. So I'm starting with my right leg leading down. My left leg is going to be leading coming back. And finally, ace or high skips. So think as high and as far as you can. So warm up, short, sweet, very effective. Now our first actual drill of the day. We start from a standing position, trying to be in a good lean. You need to be over here. So body position, making a good strong angle. It's called the punch drill. So when you hear the word punch, or as you say the word punch, your knee is going to explode up, driving towards your chest, gently back down. Balls of your feet touch the ground, right back where it started, and explode up again, like so. Punch! 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 Then after that, we're going to do the left leg. Get in that good position again. Back straight, body straight. Punch. 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 Now for the drive portion. Drive drill, you're going to start with that knee flexed, up high, good body position, driving the balls of your feet back down to the ground. This is meant to simulate a good forward lean, and punching and driving to simulate running, just with good form, staying in a straight line. And here you can kind of check to see, do my knees turn in or out? Are my feet landing where I want them to? So, drive drill. Starting up, drive, 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 drive. Switching feet, getting that better position. Drive, 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 drive. So later on, we're going to connect these. So, where you will be punching and driving for a continuous 30 seconds. After that, we're going to move into frog hops. Here you're going to do 3 sets of 3 successive jumps. So with no rebound, no resetting your footing, as soon as you touch the ground, exploding out, try and get as far as you can in 3 leaps. So, 3 successive jumps. Try to minimize that landing phase and rock right into that your second leap or third leap. Now, moving on, another big powerful exercise. Part of our compound sets on our lift days is squat jumps. You're going to be doing 2 sets of 10 squat jumps. So making sure you're limiting that rebound time, sinking your hips and exploding back up in rapid succession, counting to 10. So, you're going to give yourself about 90 seconds of rest time in between before you move on to your second set. In between there, wouldn't be a bad idea. Get a little sip of water, take a little extra rest if you need to take the time. Then, Next exercise, split jumps or scissor jumps. Excuse me. So we're going to alternate our forward legs and each repetition. So left leg forward, right leg forward, that's 1. Once again, doing 2 sets of 10. This is everything else up to this point, explosive power. This is now that oscillation or how fast your hips are turning over with power. So, scissor jumps. Under control. Working through that lunge. After your scissor jumps, we're going to focus on acceleration with 10-yard falling starts. So you're going to start at about your 10-yard mark, give or take. This wasn't measured out, I just paced out 10 paces and set down my chairs. You can use a ball, whatever you have available as your markers. Falling start, body straight, and you're gonna lean and fall into that big acceleration step. I'm gonna do 2 of these just so you get a feel for what I'm asking you to do. Really try to fall forward. This is going to train your body to be comfortable in that leaned position and drive or punch that knee up and then driving it home as you go through that acceleration phase. Lastly, we have stair runs. If you don't have a flight of stairs, like you can see, we don't have a flight of stairs here. So if you have them available, you're gonna run 1 step at a time, 2 steps at a time, 3 steps at a time. So if I'm going 3 steps at a time, my foot's not touching the steps until it's at that 3rd step, another 3 steps. If you can. If you can only do 2, do 2. Working on driving, getting that explosive force and acceleration as quick as you can. So 2 times through, 1 step at a time, 2 stairs at a time, 3 stairs at a time before we get to our core. If you don't have stairs, try and find a hill or even just do 30-yard sprints. So here I have a mild hill and about 30 yards. So I'm going to get in 2 sprints right now. I'm going to sprint down, use some rest time to come back. This isn't a marathon. This is about increasing your land speed. So your body needs a little bit of rest time. So I'm going to walk it back. Here we go. Now ideally, you want to give yourself about 5 times as much rest time as it took you to sprint down. So I have about 20 more seconds before I go. But keep those things in mind. Have a small sip of water in between if you need it. that'll be important as the summer gets hotter. Think for every pound of body weight, you want half an ounce of water, or 1 ounce of water for every 2 pounds of body weight. So here we go, second sprint. All right, lastly, we're gonna finish it off with a little bit of core training. So 5 exercises, 30 seconds each exercise, about 20 to 30 seconds of rest in between. We're gonna start with just a regular knees up crunch. It's important to exhale on your way up. So, second exercise of our 5 as we get our 30 seconds of rest is going to be a drunken mountain climber. So, normal mountain climbers, knees are just driving up to the chest. For the drunken mountain climber, we're going to activate our obliques a little bit more. So we're going to be twisting through. So my left knee is going to be headed towards my right elbow, right knee towards my left elbow. In about 5 more seconds. And here we go. There's our time. As you can see, it doesn't take very long to get a really good workout. Our next exercise is going to be a marching plank or alternating leg raise plank. Keys here, make sure when you're in that plank position, squeezing your abs as much as possible and squeezing your glutes on the leg that's rising up. In 5 more seconds. For our 4th exercise, we're going to flip it back over. We're going to get ready to do our starfish crunch. So, for a starfish crunch, legs wide, arms wide, and you're going to be crossing over, touching the opposite side or opposite foot, arms out all the way through. And 5 more seconds. We'll take our 30 seconds rest right before we go into our last exercise. So, Russian V-tuck twist. This one you want to try and keep your legs up as long as possible. And as you go through, whichever knee comes up, arms are up, so if my right leg comes up, touching down to the opposite side. Up and down, but you're going to be balancing on your glutes, trying to keep your feet up in the air. 10 more seconds. 2, 1. Here we go. And time. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. As the abs exercises get a little more challenging, do your best to work through it. Even if you have to bail halfway, keep working hard. Take that 1 to 2 seconds of rest, get back in and try and finish that set. So that's your Tuesday session, ladies and gentlemen. Enjoy. Be ready for next season.